Good morning, students. So today we are going to cover the third model in material technology. So third model is nothing but selection of materials. This is very crucial in the field of automobile or any field. Material selection is very tough until unless if you don't have any basic knowledge about materials, you cannot able to select. If you are going to use any material, any uh, application, see for example, if you want to select a material for engine piston, that material should not get wear out, it should not get corrode, it should withstand more temperature and lubricant environment also should withstand. There are different possibility and there are different um, requirement. So here we are going to select material for automobile component. So if you want to select the automobile component, you should know the fundamental of fundas of materials. So if you are going to select per cylinder black or cylinder head, piston ring, pin and connecting rods, crankshaft, brake, camshaft, camshaft, engine walls, gear wheels, auxiliaries, brake, chassis, spring. There are different many parts, radiator, braking line, everything. How we will select? For example, brake application. Take one bike. See, for example, I have a handle one project when I am doing PhD work. So Bajaj company have the problem with the customer complaint. So customers are complained about the brake systems. The complaint is when they are riding above 80 degrees Celsius, sorry, above 8 kilometer per hour, 80 kilometer per hour. So when they are applying the brake, it's not working properly. Means after 10 meter, after 20 meters only it's stopping. So whenever they are going higher speed, the brake is not working properly. This is especially the new bike. So I was thinking what I can do for this problem. So I have separated the problem in the three ways. One is material. I should know what material they have used. Second one is surface features. How the surface of the both disc and brake pad material, both disc and brake pad material is the first our choice. Second, what are the design they did for fast brake system. And third one is what are the environment they're using. They're using in New Delhi or Chennai or Mumbai or UK. That is also matter. How moisture. If you take brake and disc, so in between any moisture will be there, how it will react. With a very extreme temperature like Delhi, how that elongation will be there. That also you have to. So they are using this bike generally in the area of Bangalore. So there is no problem in extreme temperature as well as extreme other weather. So I have found thing is the temperature is the main problem. So when you are riding above 80 kilometers per hour, so our brake undergo the softening process. So they didn't select the proper material as well as the disc having different lines. That lines and the brake material don't have any matching. Means like if you put one crack line or parallel line, so opposite line should be attached. See, this is one line And this another line, when you are making break, you should stick each other. That's sticking. It's like naturally. We are not putting any gum or anything. But thing is, when you are using extreme weather like cold weather, that moisture also will play the role. If you are using in the hot weather, that material undergo easily high temperature. So these things and all you have to consider. So I have selected material such a way it will be heat transfer should be take place very fast than current material. The main problem with that Bajaj brake system is heat transfer. So you have to select the material for heat transfer should be there. If heat transfer is high, so temperature won't extend in between, so it will cool automatically. So process will be continued. So I have select the material and then I give good solution for Bajaj company. Like that, any material you are going to select, you should know the what are the requirement of the material in any field, automobile or any field you can take. So here automobile we'll discuss. The first thing is they will think lightweight. If you keep heavy weight, some case you have to keep heavy weight, but not all the cases. If you add the heavyweight materials, so fuel consumption will be increased and economic effectiveness. So some place we don't want to keep very strong material. Some that is just for structure application. There, if you use for strong material or costly material, that will be more effective. And safety is more important. If you think everywhere you will keep cheap material, so when any accident or incident may happen, that time your automobile part will be damaged easily. And whenever you are designing or doing the manufacturing process, so when any small damage is done, it should be recycling very fast. That is also more important. And lightweight. So why we need lightweight material? See, for example, if any of our customers, if you are selling the any automobile product or aerospace or any product, they will see the lightweight. If you give lightweight product, they will be much okay with your much happy with your product. If you think why you want to give lightweight material, as there is the emphasis on greenhouse gas reduction is emission, or improving the fuel efficiency. This criteria is the most important one on the automobile company. Generally, if you are not producing lightweight material, so it will take more fuel to burn. If you are using more fuel, automatically it is not good for our environment. We can able to see the New Delhi situation, how it's happened. So same situation, we no need to cross the same situation. Understood? So this is the main reason we have to select the lightweight, and lightweight materials are not cheap. Don't think like lightweight materials are cheap like that. Some materials are costly, some heavy materials are maybe cheap. But it depends on the place. If some place we have to keep the material with high cost or high hardened material you have to use. Sometimes for structural application there is no external forces like load on not act on the surface. Load is not act on the surface. No need to select the heavy material. Just for covering the places you can use like glass or anything. And lightweight materials can improve the fuel efficiency more than the other factors. Weight is the main factor everybody knows. Little people also know if your vehicle is light, that fuel consumption is more. And experiment revealed that 10% of the weight reduction can produce 6 to 8% of improvement in fuel usage. That's why we are selecting the lightweight material. And the single main obstacle in the application of lightweight material is the high cost. If you select the material for low, like generally they will use like a strength to weight ratio, means strength also high, but weight is less. If you select such kind of material, the cost of the material will be high. That is the biggest disadvantage here. And yet the weight reduction is still most cost effective, means they reduce the fuel consumption. That still they're trying to give lightweight material, but we got to wait for some time. And weight reduction can be obtained by the three ways. What are the ways? First, replacing the material of high specific weight with lower density material without reducing rigidity and durability. For example, replacement of steel with aluminum, magnesium composite or foams, it will reduce the material. See, for example, if you take the steel, olden days, all the structure applications steel they will take, but nowadays composite materials are there with the same strength and rigidity and durability. Will this aluminum foam, sorry, different composites they also can use, and foams also can use aluminum foam or magnesium for any foam. It will give the good fuel efficiency than the steel material. Steel is heavy and it will be cheap. That's why they are selecting. But don't think about the cheapness of the one-time investment. But lifelong you have to spend more time. And optimizing the design of load-carrying element and exterior attachment so as to reduce the weight without any loss in the rigidity or functionality. See, for example, some cases engine holding placement, you have to keep the strong material. The cost or that doesn't matter. Otherwise, you are holding your engine brake or it's fall down while riding bike or while riding car or lorry. That time when engine fall down, loss will be heavy, even death more. So that is also we got to see. And optimizing the production process, such as reducing spot welding and replacing new joining tech. See, for example, you are selecting the lightweight material, but you cannot able to weld it or not join it. What do they use? Because we are going to use this lightweight material for structure application or automobile parts. So these are the things we have to obtain by the three ways. And economic effectiveness. Always, whenever we are working in the industries, our manager, our owner, they will expect from us the economic effectiveness. Who are reducing one paisa from the one product, they are a great production engineer or um, design engineer or manufacturing engineer. They will shine that career. So, all of my students, I am advising to you guys, whenever you are going to industry, you try to reduce cost of your production. So one of the most important consumer driven factors is the automobile industry is the cost. So why nowadays, due to the COVID, like automobile field is down now, but it will come back to the original question after 2 years. Okay, but what happened if your manufacturer already manufactured the car and then waiting for a long time, 2 years? So you got to maintain the neatness. And if people think it look like old model or old, you can't manage things, and owner not happy with that. And even your manager can't accept this one. So you have to think everything. You should, if you keep 3 years, 4 years outside for selling also, it should not happen anything, color changes or anything. You should not feel it's look like old or old model. Such a way, whenever you are designing thing, at least 5 years, next 5 years, people not should not question. Minimum next 5 years, they should not question. Such a way you have to think and design it. If you are giving attract design and youth or old people or anyone, so young people or old people, that doesn't matter. But survey well and your product should sell. That is the main aim of the our work. Okay, and cost includes there are three components everybody knows. One is actual cost of the raw material and manufacturing value added cost and cost of design and test of the product. So I will explain one by one. See, for example, you are going to manufacture 1,000 cars in your factory per month or for 3 months. Okay, so what you will do generally will buy the bulk of material, maybe from the other countries or other state. Sorry, sorry. So other state or other places. So transport cost is the main thing. While coming, maybe some places maybe all coming from Mumbai, Karnataka, maybe strike will be there. 2 3 days will delay, or heavy rain will be there, or cyclone. All the things you have to consider, or accident. Okay, everything came from Mumbai, and then we are doing all the process in Chennai, and without any natural problem. So we are taking all the material to our Kudur, and then keeping in the Kudur, and we are taking one by one material and using. But you are just using using and production going on means no problem. But now COVID, that number of automobile manufacturing is manufacturing as well as selling also very less now. Now what you will do? Your all the raw material is slipping in the good out. You bought one ton, sorry, 1 lakh per ton, but now the situation, COVID situation, like 50,000 per ton, they reduce the rate of your raw material. How do you do? So you have to plan properly. How you will plan? See, you are going to manufacture 5 cars this week means you got to order the 5 car material only, or maybe 15, 3 times extra you can buy from the Mumbai. But what you can think, like if you take less amount and what will happen, but you have to think not only the transport cost as well as you have to cost of the daily, the cost of the material, raw material cost maybe reducing or increasing, that also you have to maintain, and manufacturing value added cost. You have to select the proper manufacturing process. You should not do the multiple process, and for that you have to reduce the number of parts. If you reduce the number of parts in the manufacturing thing, automatically you can reduce the cost of manufacturing and cost of design and test product. So cost of design means here who are going to design. So maybe from out of your industry, you are going to take help from the other expert, the design expert. You have to pay for that and test the product. See, means all the manufacturing over. After that, you have to do the test of your product. After that, only you have to sell. See, especially for the engine parts or automobile parts, you are going to buy in the say, like gearboxes and anything, brake wire or anything you are buying in the normal market. That you have to test it before going to the sale. And aluminum and magnesium alloys are certainly more costly than the currently used in the steel and cast iron. But if you compare with weight, it will be weightless comparatively, but it is giving high mechanical property than the steel and cast iron. And since the cost is may be higher, but decision to select the light metal must be justification by the basis of improved functionality. So means if you have to use like magnesium and aluminum only means there is no option there. What you can do? You have to select that particular material. Meanwhile, the high cost is the one of the major obstacle in uses of the composite material. But it will be very light and it can take long life if you use composite material, and maintenance is very less like comparatively steel and cast iron. So you got to maintain more, as well as you got to work means some other problem also will be there, like technical problem like machining and buying the hard material, means heavy material from the one place to another place. That is also a problem. You have to consider it. And third one is safety. We are thinking about the cost and availability, material selection, everything. Finally, it should come to the safety. Means if you think about only money, if you reduce the if you think about only the material selection, so third one will kill you while doing the final selection of your things like materials. The ability to absorb the impact energy and survival of the passenger is called as crash worthiness. That is most important word of the structure in vehicle. So if you are while riding, if you are going to the bypass and the national highway, so sudden accident happen, passengers should not get affect much than the car, and you should provide the safety for your customers. If for example, you can able to see the 3 star, 4 star, 5 star cars are the means 5 star is the maximum safest car in the world. So like vice versa, like four means medium, three is okay, and two means poor, and one is very poor. So this is the thing. And the first two concepts of the automobile industry should be the concept like trustworthiness and penetration resistance. The more accurate definition for the trustworthiness is it is the potential of absorption of the energy through the control failure modes and the mechanism. If any load act and accident happen, should control. That is the trustworthiness. However, the penetration resistance is concerned with the total absorption without allowing the projectile fragment penetration. That is called as penetration resistance. And fourth one is this is for our society, recycling as well as our company. If you are making green manufacturing, and what are the waste thing is that you can able to manufacture reproduction, that will be also good for our society as well as our environment as well as our owner. The most important concern is the industry such as automobile, production of resource and reduction of carbon dioxide emission, emissions and recycling. This is the three concern in industry like truly, and how to put protection in the resource. Say for example, if you are not using more fan, more light in your industry, and whenever you need the equipment, that time only you have to start. Whenever you don't want to use, you have to please switch off properly and you have to go for next process. If you do such a way, you can able to understand the reduction or protection of the resource. Resource means nothing but see what you are not producing the current, but if you are saving the current, that is the main resource. Like 1 unit current for manufacturing 7.8 rupees per unit. They are spending, our government is spending for that manufacturing, but they are giving for us 2 rupees only with loss of 5 rupees. But if you keep on using wasting our power source, so our government should pay and put should give more money to the person who's doing all the thermally equipped power stations. There are nowadays all thermal power stations you can able to hear. So I want to spend more time, more money for the uh, resource. So we got to use resource carefully and properly. That is the main thing. And reduction of carbon dioxide emission. That is good for our society, our kids, our brothers and sisters, and parents, our friends and our neighbors. We should not give them more pollution. And what are the things we are using? See, we are already trying to reuse all the alloys. For example, titanium 6, aluminum 4, vanadium alloys we are using for the manufacturing field, and also the sorry, aerospace field. And aerospace, we want recycling. How to recycle? Like all alloys, we want to separate from the alloys, alloy elements. All alloy elements should separate from the one single alloy. So we are trying how to reduce the um, how to separate all the materials from the one alloy, like pure. So that work is going on, and keep on doing like recycling your material. Means that is also benefit for our cost wise as well as uh, production wise, safety wise. It will be good. And there are some guidance in the European Union and the Asian countries about this rule. While the university has not issued any regulation and concern automatic end of life requirement. For example, in the UK, around 2 million vehicles reach the end of their life each year, and those vehicles are considered as hazardous waste until they have been fully treated. If you go to the UK, you can able to see the old cars, everything. They will crush it and they will keep it for waste. Every 15 years you got to throw the your product. But in India, they will use 30 years, 30 years. It will create more pollution as well as accidents, as well as not only for that vehicle accident, it will create for other also. That is the major problem here. And when a consumer decides not to use a vehicle anymore, there are the following options are available. Sell the whole vehicle to another user, and disassemble the vehicle, and remanufacturing the vehicle, and recycling the vehicle for material, and dispose the vehicle for a so to a landfill. And what are the materials generally they will use in the automobile? The steel, aluminum, magnesium, advanced composite material, carbon fiber epoxy composite, carbon glass fiber composite. These are the most material they use in uh, our automobile field. So main factor of selecting material, especially for body wide variety of the characterization like thermal, chemical, mechanical, variety of characterizations such as thermal, chemical, mechanical resistance, ease of manufacturing, and durability. So, if we want to choose a material with those characterizations, steel is the first choice. But there was a many development in the irons and steels over the past couple of stipper and couple of decades that made the steel more lightweight, stronger, and the application include not only one vehicle, not for one vehicle, and there was the development in iron and steel over the past couple of decades. And the application include not only for the vehicle bodies, but also engines, chassis, and wheels, and many other parts. Iron and steel form the critical element of the structure for the vast majority of vehicle, and also it's lower cost material. Sometimes we cannot avoid the steel material from the automobile. The past several years have been studied the increasing use of high strength steel that are referred to as high strength low alloy steels. Those materials form the base of ultra light steel auto body. They will call us ULSAB, will show car body demonstration with 90% mass reduction in the body structure that had superior strength and structure performance. Comparably, mass reduction and other benefits were achieved for the doors, hoods, deck lifts, and hatchbacks. A prime reason for the use of steel in a body structure is the inherent capacity to absorb impact energy in a crash situation. If any accident happen, any load crashing also steel will withstand. But compared to other like aluminum and other things and all, we can't assume ourselves. And now aluminum. Aluminum also they are using mainly for lightweight application where we are not applying any load. And there are a wide variety of aluminum used in the automotive powertrain, chassis, body structure. Use of aluminum can potentially reduce the weight of the vehicle body. It is low density as well as high specific energy absorption performance and good specific strength also its most important property. Aluminum is resistant of corrosion, but according to the its low modulus of velocity, it cannot substitute for steel parts, and therefore those parts need to re-engineer to achieve the same mechanism. But still, aluminum offer weight reduction. This is the advantage of aluminum. Aluminum usage in automobile has grown within past years. In automobile power strain, automobile casting, aluminum casting have been used for almost 100% of pistons, about 75% of cylinder heads, and 85% of intake manifolds and transmission. For chassis application, aluminum casting are used for about 40 percentage of vehicles, and for breakers and brake component, suspension, steering component, and neutron panels, they are using for mostly aluminum material. Aluminum is used for the body structure, closures, exterior attachments such as glass beams, doors, banners. This purpose they generally they are using, and recent development have show that up to 50% of weight saving for the body in white and can be achieved by the subtraction of the steel by aluminum. This can be result of 20 to 30% of total weight reduction, but cost also it will be cheap only. The cost of the aluminum and price stability is biggest obstacle for the application. They are telling aluminum cost is sometimes more, but as per my knowledge, it's not that much. And magnesium. Magnesium is another lightweight material that is becoming increasing common in automobile engineering. We all also try to do the aluminum magnesium welding and titanium magnesium welding process, and it is 33% lighter than the aluminum and 75% lighter than the steel and cast iron component. That much very sharp, but think about the mechanical property. That is the interesting matter. Aluminum composite have many mechanical properties and the physical properties of the require unique design for the application of automobile product. But although tensile yield strength is about the same, magnesium have a lower ultimate tensile strength comparatively. Why? So magnesium alloy have distinct advantage over aluminum, that including better manufacturability, long life, faster solidification. Also, magnesium component have higher machinability, and because of its too low mechanical strength, pure mechanism must ally with other element. The most common allying element room temperature application is magnesium aluminum zinc group that contains aluminum, magnesium, and zinc. So advanced composite material. I already told you can use a composite material. You can see all the physical and mechanical properties same as a other base material. So fiber reinforced composite offer a wide range of advantage in the automobile industry. It has potential for serving the weight offered by lower temperature, and the component designs can be such that the fiber lie in the direction of the principal stress, and the amount of fiber used to sufficient to withstand the stress, and the optimizing the material usage also more important. And as per my knowledge, the composite material is more comfortable than the other, and carbon fiber epoxy composite. This is also one of the composite, and most of the racing car companies much more rely on the composite from the weather, It would be the plastic composite or Kevlar or most important carbon fiber FX composition. And it is because the weight and the most common material used in the racing car is the carbon, graphite material, the Calvar and glass fibers. These three only most developed FX composite have been the first choice for Formula One and industry and other other cars. And glass fiber composite. One of my friend also working in the glass fiber composite. Glass fiber is being used mostly for the sports car, which include the Formula One cars. It is lighter than the steel and aluminum, easy to shape and rust proof. And the more important factor is that it's cheap to be produced in a small quantity. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Sorry.